Good morning. This is Margaret Fette at the University of Sewing, and this is Facebook Live. Well, at least the sunshine is out. It's about 14 degrees here in Bloomington, Indiana, and we have snow and ice, and it's been a real trick. The roads are opened back up, but I will tell you, in the neighborhoods, it is not great. Be careful. You don't want to wreck your car, and you don't want to slip and fall. So, but good news, starting tomorrow, we're going to be back up in the 40s, so hopefully all this nasty stuff will go away. It's not like out west where you guys get snow and it's powdery and pretty. Here it just turns into ice and mushy nastiness. So not my thing. So today we are going to talk a lot about fabrics that we just got in. We just got a whole group of odds and ends, I would call them a little bit, except for they're really fabulous. And they're all from Robert Kaufman. And I thought you guys would really enjoy seeing some of this stuff. So we've got some wonderful fabrics. I thought I would include some books and some patterns that you would enjoy with them today. And let's get started. So thinking about all this wonderfully cold weather and the fact that that silly groundhog saw a shadow. So we've got 6 more weeks of winter. We ended up...
Speaking of thinking, what do you have for a giveaway today?
I don't. I forgot. So we're going to have to come up with something. I will think about this for a minute or two. Maybe you guys have a suggestion. You can tell me a suggestion if you want. And try not to make it the most expensive item on the place. So I will be happy to, but please share. I was thinking about other things today, like not killing myself getting into work, so I forgot. And usually Denise is here with me, and she helps me figure this out because I always forget. And she's not here today, so it's not fair. I didn't remember.
How about another pair of scissors? Can we do that, since it is embroidery month?
It is embroidery month, and another pair of the scissors. Are we going to be out of scissors if we do that?
I don't think so.
Okay, so we'll give away another pair of double curved high scissors today. And if you do any embroidery, you know that those double curves make it where you can get right into that place on your embroidery, snip off those threads, and not have a bit of problems. And they're so nice and sharp. I really do like my Kai scissors. So we'll go ahead.
Guess who's watching, considering embroidery?
Alice, maybe?
No.
No?
And your other person? Vanita.
Vanita. Okay. All right. Hello, Vanita. I hope you were having a nice day. And like I said, there's sunshine here. I hope there's sunshine where you're at. It probably is just because you're there. So we are going to talk about some of these fabrics now. We have just gotten in a 60-inch wide, very heavy, I say that in comparison to what I'm usually used to with flannels. This is a very nice flannel. It almost feels like a very thin fleece. It is absolutely beautiful. It's 60 inches wide. So if you wanted a really cozy little jacket, if you wanted to put this on the back of a quilt, I think it'd be amazing. I'm not sure you'd even have to use batting with it. If you were doing like a baby quilt and you wanted to use a layer that would make it nice and soft and cuddly, I think this would be amazing. And in fact, I've got a sweet little baby girl in our family. She's, 5-6 months now. She was born at the end of July, and she is, I have not made her an official, well, we made her a baby quilt, but I want to make her one that's all pieced and proper and so forth. And I'm thinking something like this on the back of it so that it'll be nice and cuddly. So I haven't done that yet, but this seems like a really good fabric to consider that. Another thing that would be really great out of this, we have that cracker and cheese pattern. And Dave, if you can go up there and see that beautiful quilt up there, that quilt is it's the pattern called Crackers and Cheese, and we have that in our patterns. And I think that would be really gorgeous in blues, just like it is in the grays and the reds and blacks. I think you could do that in blues. The pattern's right there on the right-hand corner, Dave. And it is so pretty. And I just think you could use that as a potential for this kind of wonderful flannel. And I'll tell you what, right now, I am ready for a flannel quilt because it has been very chilly. And I am not a good person with this kind of weather.
And since we're here, let's go buy the scissors.
Oh, okay. All right. Dave's got a thing about these scissors. So what he's talking about are these Kai scissors for embroidery month. They've got a wonderful double curve, so it makes it easy to get in there when you're hooped and on your machine. So that's kind of cool. But we also have in this group of scissors, so that I don't forget to talk about them, we have this wonderful little pair of 4-inch that has a really tiny point on it. Those guys get into everything and cut really well. So that would be a nice pair of scissors if you're looking for something for your sewing to have right beside your machine. Those would be great. And finally, I can't live without these. These are my 5.5-inch Kai scissors. These will cut right into corners on clothing and so forth, and I really enjoy those. They are probably my favorite of all of our scissors. So right now, we are going to get back to our wonderful group of Robert Kaufman fabric. We got in that gorgeous flannel, and so that was one idea. We've got in some of the 7-berry fabric. And 7-berry, if you're not familiar with it, it's made in Japan. Yes, it is a print, but it almost looks like a very elegant weave that we used to see coming out of Kasuri Dye Works. It's absolutely gorgeous. And we have this really cute pattern with this very Asian feel. And I thought, wouldn't that be gorgeous? This little jacket out of this fabric. And there's also these two other patterns. I can't wait to make myself one of these wide leg pants. They are so cute, and it's got a nice A-line top. So those of us who need a little more hip room, that's a lovely thing. But even if you're not built like that, the nice thing about this pattern is it's going to look beautiful on everybody. So that's a pattern you may want to consider getting. It's not real complicated. It's got these lovely pants that are really drapey, very nice stuff. Two of the other fabrics we got from Robert Kaufman right now that I'm really excited about and we've really not carried in the past. Here is some gorgeous denim. This one is black, and look at that stretch. It's got some wonderful lycra in it, so these are going to be comfortable. I am not a huge jean fan except for if they've got stretch in them, and these will make the jeans much, much more comfortable. So we've got that in black, and we've got it in denim, and this is a really beautiful indigo. And this one I feel like doesn't stretch quite as much as the black, but it still has a wonderful amount of stretch. And I think you are going to be able to make up some really cute things. So I brought over these two patterns because I thought, well, everybody loves to see what you can make out of the fabric. So we've got the urban t-shirt and pants pattern. These little pair of pants out of this jean material, either in the black or in the indigo, are going to be gorgeous. The same thing with the Hudson top and pants patterns. Both of these are from Sewing Workshop, and they're very easy to make any alterations to, and you will be able to turn out some really cute pants with these and this wonderful stretch denim. All right, then I don't know where this fabric came from in the context of I haven't seen anything like this in a long time. We used to see a lot of crinkle rayon many, many years ago, but it's not really been common lately. And this one is absolutely gorgeous. It also has a very Asian feel. It's a wonderful taupe with tiny flowers on it, so it's not going to have any big print that you have to deal with. This is a woven, but it has a lot of natural stretch because of the crinkle. It has an amazing drapeability. Dresses, tops, tunics, oh my goodness. There are so many things you can do with this. I went over and I looked through our Pamela patterns and thought, wouldn't this cap sleeve shell be absolutely gorgeous out of this fabric? It is really lovely, and I think it would work out really well for that. But you know what? My favorite tunic top, I think this would be really gorgeous out of it, and I think this is going to have to maybe be something that we make up one of those, because I really am very impressed at how beautiful this fabric is. We just got in some more cotton lycra knit from Kaufman, and this is so cute. Now this is more your color scheme for you cool people, and it is a wonderful geometric print, abstract print, beautiful pure blue, gorgeous white background. But I'm gonna tell you, because of the grays in this, and there's a little bit of gray in this, those of us with a more warm coloring, I think if you took and bound the edges of your top using this blue, you might be able to pull off using this for some of us with a cool coloring. And the patterns I was thinking about with this one, they're so pretty, are these two tops. I think it would make a gorgeous Pamela's pattern with the pleated back flowy tee or the peekaboo swing tunic. This is just perfect for thinking about for this summer. And I know that it doesn't feel like summer right now out there, but you've got to start thinking about your summer wardrobe. And if you are like the rest of us, probably with our all of these different things going on, you've either lost weight or gained weight, or you've changed weight, I'm gonna guess you need some new clothes. Well, instead of going off and trying to find something right now in the stores, which is practically impossible, I know I was just recently out shopping and it was a very disappointing adventure. I did finally find this pretty sweater, but most of my shopping was just a complete, I mean, there wasn't anything in the stores that I wanted to buy. I think it's time for us to start talking about our wardrobes. What are we gonna make? Let's find some things that are maybe some simple patterns. We can make some pattern alterations. And I was thinking, one of the things that people always have a challenge with most of their clothes, it seems like I'm hearing a lot right now, are your shoulders. So maybe what we'll do next week on Saturday is I'll show you a really quick, easy way to change the shoulder line on any of your top patterns, and then you can look at them and say, okay, that shoulder line was down here and it's not flattering. If I pull the shoulder line up where it's supposed to be, won't that look better? I can show you a really simple way to fix it. So let's talk about that next week as a little demo. Let's continue on with these wonderful fabrics that I've got over here. Now I'm gonna pop around over this way because I wanted to tell you, guess what we just got more in of? We've gotten in some more of these wonderful chambrays from Tilda. Now, I know that they have been basically advertised as a quilting fabric, but I want you to know this fabric would be very, very lovely as a top. And the colors are simply gorgeous. These are woven so that this looks the same on the front and the back. And we now have, I believe, all the colors that are available in the Tilda chambrays. So when I was looking at these chambrays, I was thinking, well, of course we can do a quilt, but what about some really cute tops? This Grain Line Studio pattern with this cute tank or this shirt would be pretty out of this. But even better, I think, this Balboa shirt and topper, which is really super cute, and you can put this over jeans or over a skirt, and it would be really darling with a tank under it, and you can make it out of these wonderful chambrays. I really think that those would be gorgeous. So All right, we're gonna set those guys aside because we have to keep an eye on our time. We've got 15 minutes left, and I want to talk about some really fun things that we did get in for our quilters. I never forget about you guys. I don't want you to think that I have. So we just got in some absolutely wonderful new batiks. And one of the things about batiks is that oftentimes they've got all kinds of different kind of imaging on them and so forth. But I wanted to make sure that we had what I call our more of our blenders. These are just overall batik. They don't have any kind of patterning on them. They just have this wonderful variation in color, and they're really quite gorgeous. This one right here, I don't know what is coming across on the camera, but it's a very deep, gorgeous midnight blue. Then we've got our very wonderful, brighter, like kind of a royal blue and a solid red. And we have this kind of creamy white. Now, that I was thinking about for our patriotic quilts of valor, or you could go ahead and get this American flag wall quilt. And these kind of fabrics, I think, would be a wonderful, you know, they're doing theirs with prints, but wouldn't it be very elegant looking with the batiks? I think that could be really gorgeous. This hanging is a beginner skill level, so all of us can do it. And it is going to end up, I was just trying to find out how big it is. It says it's a wall hanging size. So let's take a quick peek inside here. Sometimes these pattern people are very silly. They don't tell you how big it's going to end up being. And, you know, Pat Miller actually got all the fabrics to make this wonderful quilt. And she and I were talking about it. And I think we had to almost do math to figure out what the size was. And you know what? I think I'm going to have to do math to see what the size is. That's kind of crazy. Nope, they are not telling us how big it is. So I'm going to hope for, this is crazy. Nowhere on here does it tell me. Pat, if you're on today, do you remember what size this was going to end up being? I thought we figured it out. It was going to be something like 24 inches wide and maybe 36 inches long. That seems like to me what I remember, but it doesn't have an exact size, but it is a really cute pattern and it's a really wonderful idea. If you have somebody who's a veteran or someone who's in the service, I am sure they will feel very complimented if you thought about making something like that for them. But you know what's really cool about all these kind of patterns is it's really easy for us to go ahead and turn them into bigger quilts if we want to, or smaller. So it's just a little bit of math and we can always handle that. Another thing I thought would be really beautiful out of our batiks, and I thought I'd bring it to your attention, is this wonderful table runner. It's super simple. It just uses this 30-inch triangle ruler from Creative Grids, and this is a pattern from Cut Loose Press called Table Treasure Table Runner. And it is so cute, and all this is made up of is a bunch of strips sewn together, and then we go ahead and cut out the triangles. Really, really nice and simple. But aren't you ready for a fresh new look on your dining room table? Wouldn't this be a beautiful addition? And we've got lots of batiks that you could add this to. But remember, once you have a pattern like this and you have the ruler, you can make lots of them, and it would be a wonderful way for you to have something quick you could give to a family member for a present and things like that.
Hey, Margaret, your friend Tori mentioned, should he share today?
Oh, please share today, Tori. Yes, today if you share, we are going to give you a pair of Kai scissors. They are the double curved scissors, and they typically run, goodness, I want to say they're typically in the $20 range. And so that's a great deal. You know, you share and we put you in the hat, and if you win, you get the Kai scissors. And I don't care where you live. And the other neat thing about sharing our videos is we're not talking just while we're live on the air from 9:30 to 10. We're talking also if you share within 24 hours of when we put this video out, we consider you sharing. So don't worry if you see this later and you think, oh my goodness, well, why would you share it? You're no longer live. Well, because this video still has things that are very much out. I mean, who doesn't want to know what the latest fabrics that have come in? Who wouldn't want to know about these wonderful rollers and patterns? So that is not time sensitive information. So, and it's certainly not time sensitive in the next 15 minutes. Please go ahead and share, because we want people to know all the wonderful fabrics we're carrying, all the wonderful patterns, and let them know that we usually ship the same day that you order. So if you are on, say you're living in some place like Seattle, Debbie Bean, we are very thrilled to have you as in our watching audience. And she knows that when she orders something that she doesn't have to wait a really long time. We actually usually ship the same day you order. Now, if it's Sunday, we obviously can't do that. But we typically do ship within 24 hours of you going ahead and ordering something. So if you see something and you love it, don't hesitate because you think it'll take a while to get to you. It's very rare that it takes a while. Occasionally shipping's wonky and weird, but it's not because we don't get it out in the mail. It's because of the post office.
It's a week or less.
Week or less typically, although remember the one time it took 3 weeks to get to Bernina when that weird thing was going on.
Went to the East Coast and went around in circles.
I think it did go around in circles on the East Coast. We never did find out why that took so long, but it's really unusual. Usually our customers get this stuff really quickly, so you won't have to wait long. The other thing is we always have stuff on our on sale part of our website. Don't forget to go over there. You might find some things that you didn't even realize. And this stuff is wonderful stuff. It's just that we need to make some room. And right behind me here is you can kind of get an idea. These are end of bolts, things that we would love to have go to you so that you can start your summer wardrobe or that you can put together your latest quilt. There's a lot of really wonderful things here. Look at this beautiful, this is a stuff knit. This is really nice stuff. You are gonna end up being able to make something really wonderful out of any of these. And when we do an end of bolt, especially on clothing fabric, it's actually a usable amount. It's not like I've got an end of bolt that's a half a yard. These are typically anywhere from 3 yards down. So usually the smallest amount is like 1.5 yards. I try to make sure they're really quite usable.
You can find these online?
Online, you go to universityofsewing.com, look at our drop-down menu. The things we're showing you right now, those are going to be in the latest arrivals. The things that are over here are going to be in the on sale section. Really gorgeous stuff. Don't miss out on this. Last thing I want to make sure I tell you about is we've gotten some of Carolyn Freelander, her basics. And these are so pretty. I saw these and I thought, oh my goodness, the colors are just really rich. They've got, some of them have some sparkle. This has some gold sparkle to it. It's not like glitter. It's just that it has kind of a little bit of a metallic sheen to it. So this is a really gorgeous one. And these are going to make, again, the perfect blenders for so many different things. Look at this. This is so fun. I love this geometric print. You guys probably have figured out that I'm kind of a geometric print person. That's what I enjoy. But I know a lot of you must like it too because we sell quite a bit of it. So here's a really gorgeous one with some metallic, and this is in our silvers. And then here's something really fun in whites and with some blue in it, and that is a really fun print. So these are going to be a great blenders. They're going to be great background fabrics, something really interesting and fun. We just got in this waterfall garden pattern, and I was thinking some of these as your prints for this would be gorgeous, although this would be gorgeous in your batiks too. That modern love line, wouldn't that be a really nice quilt out of that? So we have a tremendous amount available for you right now, both in our typical, just, you know, what are you looking for? What are you trying to find? I think right now we have a wonderful selection of canvas fabrics. We've got linens coming up for the spring. We've got all these gorgeous fabrics you just saw that just came in, and we are ready to go, guys. Let's get some sewing done. Next week, I will show you how to adjust for a shoulder line that is really simple. You will be shocked at how easy it is. And you can get going on making yourself a tunic or a tank top or something like that. Let's fix it. Let's make sure that you get them ready to go. If you are not sure which fabric is going to go with a pattern, don't hesitate to contact us. We love helping people put together projects, and we've got a wonderful staff that is very competent in helping you with that. So,
speaking of that, why don't you make a mention with Heather Alexander and something that's happening next week, plus with Denise's ongoing Granny Sampler videos.
Okay, I don't know what you're talking about.
As far as Heather demonstrating, and she has Quilt by Check services, so...
Okay, well, Heather Alexander is someone who, she is our expert on Q-matic, and she has her own business called Handmade, and she does quilting for people. So I think that's what you're talking about, Dave. I wasn't sure what you were referring to. The other thing that Dave is talking about is that next week we will have on Wednesday, like we do every other Wednesday, the Granny Sampler coming out. Denise, our resident quilter, she does a lot more quilts than any of the rest of us do, so she's turned into our resident quilter, and she has been working for the last year on the Granny's 1930 Sampler. It's a Ricky Timms book based on the Lizzie Albright series, and this is a really wonderful way if you want to like improve your quilting. This is a great way to do it, because what you can do is you can watch those videos and you can piece along with Denise on those different blocks. There's 42 blocks in the sampler, and there is every kind of thing that you can imagine as far as putting that together. All you need to do to get that is be on our email list. We send that email out on Wednesday mornings, every other Wednesday, and there's a new video on the next block on the Granny Sampler, and that will go on for the next year, because with 42 blocks, it took us 1 year to get through the first 21. It's going to take us the rest of this year to get through the next group, and it's a wonderful way for you to improve your sewing skills. So think about doing that. All the previous episodes are on YouTube. If you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel, go over there and do that, because we are getting close to 1,000 subscribers. I'm so excited. So you guys must be enjoying these, because we have a lot of people watching our videos. We have a lot of things coming up. I've been working on how to measure yourself. I've got a group of videos for that. We've got some ideas on some other things going on, and I can't wait to share those with you. So
Speaking of sharing, Heather Batcher and Kathy Forbes just shared.
Well, thank you, guys. I really appreciate that. That's so wonderful. We got to get you in that drawing for those wonderful scissors. So just so you know, you can buy those Kai scissors that I showed earlier today, all on our online store. And I know that the weather's really crummy, so wait until we get some of this snow out of the way and then come and see us. But we are open today. We have the shop open today. Alice and Dave and I are going to be here, and we are happy to see you, but I want you to be careful because the roads are still kind of icky. So everybody, please share our videos. We really appreciate it, and that's why we always give something away. It's been amazing to see this whole thing just blossom and grow. We really appreciate it. I hope that you have a wonderful Saturday, and we will see you next week for Facebook Live on Friday.